Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 9 Vegas spread picks. Let's get into it. Thursday night football. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Houston Texans. Eagles are minus 13. I'm going Eagles to win in the cover. I love the first half bet form. We've been riding that the last 4 or 5 weeks. That's definitely going to be in play. But if we're talking about the 13, I'm a little bit more cautious. I do think they cover this, but we have seen the Eagles let up in the second half of games a lot this year. But I got to be honest, the Texans are really bad. Last week, I was saying Titans to beat them easy all week. And then the Malik Willis thing scared me off late. But listen, this Texans team, they can't throw the ball, and if you stop their run game like the Eagles will, there's not an awful lot they will do. Eagles winning the cover on the road on Thursday night football. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Bills are minus 12. Money, money, money. Money, Bills to win in the cover. And I don't like taking minus 12, minus 13, minus 10, but I have to go that direction. Last week, we were all on the Patriots, and it wasn't because of the Jets' defense. It's not because of Salah. It's because of Zach Wilson. I've been saying all year, he's one of the worst quarterbacks in this league, and this Bills defensive line has quietly transformed into maybe the best defensive line in the league. Without Elijah Vera Tucker, without Breece Hall, I'm not seeing how the Jets get anything going, and I'm not seeing the Jets get the run game going. This Bills defense is better than the Pats defense. And this is going to come down to, can Zach Wilson make plays? Can Zach Wilson limit turnovers? I don't think so. And then we saw the Bills last week. They didn't even go hard against Green Bay. They gave like a C+, B- effort, and you saw what happened there. Bills on the road, winning the cover, making a money pick. Next game, we got this Los Angeles Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. Chargers are minus 3. I'm digging a trench here. I'm going Chargers to win in the cover. Now, A.J. Terrell being back for the Falcons could complicate it. We record this Tuesday. It's looking like he will play. No Mike Williams for the Chargers. That's going to hurt Herbert, but Keenan Allen should be back. This game comes down to, I think the Chargers defense steps up. I think they stay in their run fits, and there's not a lot Mariota can do. On this Falcons defense, last week, their performance against the Panthers was absolutely abysmal. I just think Herbert responds here. There's not a lot of science. I'm just going with my gut. I think Herbert has a better game. He has been in the doldrums the last 3 weeks. I think he responds. I'm not a Brandon Staley fan, so that's why this obviously isn't a money pick. Chargers winning the cover on the road. It kind of feels like a little bit of an upset, even though they're favorite. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. Lions are plus 3.5. I'm going Lions to win in the cover, digging this Lions trench, and I might be sinking in it. I might be suffocating in this Lions trench at this point. Listen, the Lions don't play any defense, and we know they can't cover a lick. Although they seem to be, they improved 2 weeks ago. Last week against Miami, they were abysmal. But these Packers wide receivers aren't the type of dudes who can beat man-to-man coverage. Lazard coming back doesn't give me a hell of a lot of confidence. And one thing about this Lions team is, if they got their pieces healthy on offense, they're going to move the ball. They're going to be consistent on offense. I think the Lions outscore the Packers here. And this Packers team is a shell of its former self. Like, anyone who watched that Bills-Packer game, even though we had Packers to cover, that was a backdoor cover by definition. If the Bills wanted to, the Bills could have wiped the floor with them by 30, 40 points. I'm being serious. And just something about this Packers team is off. This is a must-win for them in Detroit. I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference. Detroit with the upset. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Chicago Bears. Bears are +5. Money, money, money. Money, borderline money pick, borderline. Let's not get overboard here. I'm not running to put in this bet, but give me the Bears +5 to cover. I think Miami wins, and I love this Miami team. I love their two receivers, and once Tua gets more comfortable, I think this Miami team will make a strong run in the second half of the year. I think Miami wins this game, but I think Chicago, their offensive improvements, I'm not too excited about it, but we have to give them credit. They're moving the ball, and Justin Fields is playing better, and I do have a problem with this Dolphins front seven. I feel like you can run it on them, and I feel like this Dolphins defense is still a little bit beat up. I know the Bears are having a fire sale. They traded Robert Quinn. They traded Roquan Smith. That's not good. Their defense obviously won't be what it was before, but I think the Bears defense puts up a better effort than they did against Dallas. Bears cover this. Dolphins win. Next game, we got my Minnesota Vikings at the Washington No-Names. Vikings are -3.5. This is a tricky one. I'm going Vikings to win in the cover. I would not bet this. But one thing I do like is Vikings first half. We've been riding that like the Eagles first half. I would not smug my nose at that. When I'm looking at this Vikings team, I'm seeing a team that doesn't play a lot of defense, but I don't think Heineke's the guy to hit their weak spots. Their weak spot is the slot cornerback spot. Outside of Terry McLaurin, what do the Commanders really have to throw to? I think the Vikings get out to a lead here, and they're just able to hold it near the end. When I look at the Commanders, Heineke, listen, man, I know people are getting excited about him, but he really isn't that good a quarterback. This Washington no-name secondary does have problems. I think Kirk has a pretty good game. The Commanders aren't a team to send a hell of a lot of blitzes. That's why I think Kirk has a bigger game than Heineke. Give me the Vikings -3.5. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. Colts are +5.5. Money, money, money. Money, Colts to cover. Surprise money pick. But I'm going there, Pats to win. Listen, the Pats were great for us last week. They did make us sweat in the first half, but they did what we thought they would. But listen, this game comes down to, I think the Colts defense is going to show up. I think the Colts defense is going to equal the Pats defense. I'm not liking what I'm seeing out of the quarterback situation for the New England Patriots. Whether it's Zappe, whether it's Mac Jones, it does seem like a convoluted mess at this point. And we know the Patriots can run the ball, but I think the Colts stay firm in the front seven and stop the run. Colts really should have won that game against the Commanders last week. I want to see what Ellinger can do. At the very least, he added mobility and he added a little pop and inspiration to this Colts offense. I think 5.5, 6 is too much for the Pats to cover. Give me the Colts and make it a money pick. Surprise money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Panthers are +7. I got the Bengals to win in the cover. But I mean, this isn't one you go run the bat. I mean, we saw what happened with the Bengals on Monday Night Football. They got absolutely demolished, and they didn't show up. No Jamar Chase, but can we just be calm about this Panthers team? They are a team that is in a rebuild. P.J. Walker is their quarterback. This Bengals defense will play better, even though Awuzie is going to miss this game. That's a big miss for the Bengals. But for me, man, the Bengals have to get back to basics. They have to run the ball better, and they have to work play action. I see a really low-scoring game, but I think the Bengals win this by 10. I don't know how they're going to do it. This is one of those games you just don't want to bet. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Jacksonville Jags. Jags are +1. I don't even know what I'm going to do here. After what the Raiders did to the Saints last week, I don't know what to do here. What is this Raiders team doing? I'm going Jags to win in the cover by default. You just don't know if the Raiders are going to show up. You don't know if they packed it in for the season. That was the worst performance I've seen of this year when they were at the Saints. And listen, you're going to lose games. You're going to lose bets. But for a team not to show up like the Raiders did, that was one of the worst looks I've seen this year in the NFL. And Jags playing at home, I think they'll have the advantage. And you know, you guys like talking about west to east, east to west. One guy that really affects is Carr. And he didn't even get Devontae Adams the ball last week. This Jags secondary is vulnerable, but I think their pass rush overwhelms the Raiders' offensive line. I think that's the difference in this game. Jags' defensive line against the weak pass-blocking O-line of the Raiders. Give me the Jags to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Bucs. Bucs are -3. Bucs to win in the cover. And this Cooper Kupp injury is worrisome if you're a Rams fan and if you're Sean McVay. This Rams offense has been one of the worst in this league. And that's a big reason why I didn't pick them last week, even though San Fran was absolutely decimated by injuries. This Bucs team, they're going to find a way to win this game. Now, this Bucs defense has played really bad this year. I'm not trying to get anyone hyped about a renaissance from the Bucs defense, but I do think they come out and have a better game. And the Rams, they're not running the ball like they did the years previous. And if you can't run the ball, I don't see how you're going to be able to get Stafford in rhythm. He was completely out of rhythm. He wasn't able to find Allen Robinson once again. I like the Bucs. I think Brady plays better. I don't think either team runs the ball well. This is going to be an ugly game. This isn't one for the kids. But I think the Bucs grit this out at home. Home field advantage will play a factor here. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are -1.5. Money. I'm digging my trench. I'm digging my trench here. I know I'm going to be isolated on this one. I'm going to be extremely isolated on this pick. Cardinals to win in the cover. Listen, I liked what I've seen out of the Cardinals the last 2 weeks. They did come up short against my Minnesota Vikings, but if they could maybe field the punt, they would have won that game. When I look at this game, I think this is the Alamo for the Arizona Cardinals. And I look at this first matchup in Seattle. Listen, even though the Cardinals offense laid a complete egg, I felt like they got the better of that game against the Hawks. I think this Cardinals defense forces a few turnovers, but I think the big difference in this matchup is DeAndre Hopkins. This Cardinals team is a completely different entity. They have a completely different energy with DeAndre Hopkins there. I think the Cardinals throw the ball better. Seattle's going to run the ball better, of course, but the Cardinals stood pretty firm against the Seattle run game. And if you can stop the Seattle run game, you stop their big plays, you stop their play action down the field. Give me the Cardinals to win in the cover, make it a money pick. This is me back against the wall, Alamo style, throwing mustard gas. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. Titans are +12.5. I'm going Titans to cover, Chiefs to win. And is Tannehill going to be healthy? That is the main question. If Tannehill plays, I do think the Titans do enough to cover this. I know this matchup has Chiefs written all over it. You have a Chiefs team that can throw the ball for days. Mahomes is in rhythm. He's feeling his gusto right now. And the way you want to attack the Titans is you want to throw it and you want to attack their secondary. But this Titans run game's getting going. That's why I got the Titans to cover. I don't think the Titans come close to winning this game, but I think they keep it close. I think they make this into a scrappy, ugly game, and the Chiefs could put up 30 in this game, no doubt. I wouldn't blink an eyelash if they did. But the Titans, they know how to manufacture these games, to cover these spreads. I mean, they've been covering for us the last 4 weeks. So I'm going Titans to cover, Chiefs to win. Next game and last game of the week. We got Monday Night Football. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are plus 2.5. I got the Saints to win in the cover. Now, how much of that Raiders performance do we take to heart? I think it was a combination of the Raiders not showing up, but we also have to tip the fedora to the Saints for the way they played that game. And I think the Ravens struggle in games like this. Close games where one mistake, one decision makes the difference. The Ravens just haven't been good this year. And I know no one wants to bet on Andy Dalton. It's not a comfortable proposition, and it's not something I suggest you do. But with all that being said, I think the Saints win this game. And when I'm looking at the Saints, I feel like they got a good linebacking core to control Lamar Jackson. You got Warner, you got Demario Davis. You got to have a spy on Lamar, or he's going to absolutely eat you alive and cook you like an egg. And that's the thing with the Ravens. If you're able to stop Lamar scrambling, their wide receiver targets are starting to fall off. We're not seeing a lot of Bateman. We're not seeing a lot of Duvernay. Mark Andrews is injured. I mean, can those guys step up and get up to the plate? I mean, are we going to see Marcus Lattimore back? As of right now, I just think the Saints win this game, and the Ravens have been running it well, but the Saints have also been running the rock a lot better. Saints winning the cover on Monday Night Football. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Thank you guys for all the support. Share the video. Smash that like button.